Good morning to everyone. Today we are going to discuss about DC compound motor characteristics. Before that, we are going to remember what we had to taught, what we had to learn in the last class. Last I discussed about series and motor characteristics, shunt motor characteristics. Here the shunt motor characteristics, when we are observing that shunt motor, there is an armature which is connected parallel with the series shunt field winding. Voltage V is connected across them. Across the armature winding, there is a voltage V is same. Similarly, across the shunt field winding is also same. But when we have to learn about the shunt motors, the shunt field resistance is very high as compared to armature resistance. And the equation for this EM or EB back EMF is induced in the motor. EB is equal V minus IARA. When we have to observe that circuit diagram of DC shunt motors, the load current will be divided into IL is equal to IA plus ISS. When we are calculating the armature current, you can subtract shunt field current IL minus ISS. And similar conditions, DC motor, EMF induced in DC motor, that is EB is equal to pi Zn by 60 into P by A, and torque TA is equal to 0.159 pi ZIA into P by A. These two equations are we are derived when we have to discuss DC motors in the previous class. So in this condition, you will take torque which is directly proportional to pi Ia. When we are taking the DC shunt motor, so flux pi is constant, torque directly proportional to armature current. Then you will get torque versus armature current IE characteristics. And next condition is EB is equal to pi Z n by 16 to P by M. Here from this equation, remaining all these terms are constant, but N is directly proportional to EB by pi. In case of the DC shunt motors, what I say, flux pi is a constant, the speed is directly proportional to the back EMF induced in the armature. So here EB is V minus IARA. So N is directly proportional to V minus IARA. Then from this equation, we will draw the speed versus armature current characteristics. Speed versus armature current characteristics. And from these two, we will calculate speed versus torque characteristics. So all this one is for when we are discussing and when we are getting the performance of the DC shunt motors, we have drawn the characteristic of DC shunt motors. The three characteristics must be drawn. One is torque versus armature current. Second one is speed versus armature current. Third one is speed versus torque. These three characteristics are important in case of the shunt motor, shunt series motor, compound motors. Now I am going to discuss about and another one. Once again we are remembering that DC series motor also. I can explain it briefly. Actually, what I taught in the last class, so there is no problem. But remember once again, before going to discuss about the DC component motor. So here is series motor. There is a series field is connected in series with the armature winding. B supply voltage, IL load current which is passed through the series field as well as armature current. So at this condition, you will observe that load current IL is equal to series current which is equal to armature current. So then you will get the back EMF induced in the armature winding EB is equal to V minus IA RA plus RSC. This is the equation for back EMF induced in the DC motors, DC series motors. And similarly, you know the torque equation for drawing the characteristics is directly proportional to pi IA. But flux, when current which is passed in the series field winding directly proportional to the armature current IA, or field pi flux is directly proportional to the field current. But here field current which is equal to armature current, so flux directly proportional to armature current. Then you can write the torque equation. T is directly proportional to pi Ia. Here pi is Ia. Now you will get the equation torque directly proportional to Ia square. Torque is directly proportional to Ia square, or TA is equal to KIA square, which is like a parabola. You will get the curve like a parabola from this condition. And third condition, in case of the DC series motor, for drawing the characteristics, speed versus armature current. EB is equal to pi Zn by 60 into P by A. N is directly proportional to EB by pi, but EB is equal to V minus IA RA plus RAC. So here speed is inversely proportional to flux and proportional to V minus IA RA plus RAC. So this is also by using this equation we are drawn the characteristics between speed versus armature current. So now we are going to discuss about DC compound motor characteristics. Here DC compound motor are classified into two types: long shunt compound motor, short shunt compound motor. Long shunt compound motor, which is the combination of armature winding, series field winding, and shunt field winding. But there is a difference between small differences here. Series field winding is connected in series with armature winding. Across this combination, we are connecting the shunt field winding. Load IL passes through the shunt field winding, which is divided into similarly series and armature winding. This combination of circuit diagram is called long shunt compound motor. In case of when we are observing the differential compound motor, short shunt compound motor, not differential, when we are observing the short shunt compound motor, there is a shunt field winding which is connected across the armature winding. Across this combination, in series with this, there is a series field winding is connected. Now load current IL is equal to series current, but series field current which is divided into shunt field current as well as armature current. Then this type of equation already we are derived and calculated. Okay. So this combination we have discussed it. Now we are going to see that long shunt compound motor or short shunt compound motor. In long shunt compound motor characteristics, when you will get cumulative compound characteristics, you get the cumulative characteristics, and similarly we are going to discuss about in case of the long shunt compound motor differential compound motors. In case of the short shunt compound motor, we are also discussing the characteristics of cumulative compound motor and differential compound motors. So here cumulative and differential in case of the Langston compound motor, cumulative and differential in case of the short shunt compound motor. These characteristics, their performance, we are going to discuss one by one. Here you can see that DC compound motor, the DC compound motor is a combination of the series motor and the shunt motor. It has a series field winding that is connected in series with the armature and a shunt field that is in parallel with the armature. The combination of series and shunt winding allows the motor to have the torque characteristics of the series motor and the regulated speed characteristics of the shunt motor. So these are short shunt compound motor and long shunt compound motor. These characteristics now we are discussed. Here you can see that there is a send in the from the circuit diagram. Let us see in the circuit diagram which is the shunt field winding. Here so this is the shunt field winding. So this is the series field winding. This is the armature. So here shunt field winding connected in parallel with armature, but these two in series with series field winding is connected. Across this input voltage is applied. When shunt field winding is connected in parallel with armature, like DC shunt motor, and this assembly is connected in series with the series field winding, then this type of motor is called a short shunt compound motor. This type of motor is called as short shunt compound motor. Depending on the polarity of the connection, short shunt motor is classified as cumulative compound motor, differential compound motor. Cumulative compound motor. So this is the cumulative compound motor. Here you can see that short shunt compound motor. S1, S2 is series field, A1, A2 is the armature winding, and F1, F2 is the shunt field winding. There is a armature. From the diagram, we have to observe that cumulative compound motor. It is so called because the shunt field is connected so that its coils are aiding the magnetic field of the series field and armature. Series field and armature. And from the diagram, top of the shunt field is positive polarity and that is connected to the positive terminal of the armature. Right, next one is the cumulative compound motor is one of the most common DC motor because it provides high starting torque and good speed regulation at high speeds. The shunt field is wired with the similar polarity in parallel with the magnetic field and adding the series field and armature field. It is called cumulative. When the motor is connected this way, it can start even with a large load and then operate smoothly when the load varies slightly. Then the shunt motor can provide smooth operation at full speed. But it cannot start with a large load attached, and the series motor can start with a heavy load, but its speed cannot be controlled. The cumulative compound motor takes the the best characteristics of both the series motor and shunt motor, which makes it acceptable for most applications. Next one is differentially compound motor short shunt. So here you can observe same circuit diagram. S1 S2 series field, F1 F2 shunt field, A1 A2 armature winding. Differential compound motor use the same motor and windings are the cumulative compound motor, but they are connected in a slightly different manner to provide a slightly different operating speed and torque characteristics. Diagram for differential compound motor with the shunt field connected, so its polarity is reversed to the polarity of the armature. The shunt field is still connected in parallel with only the armature. It is considered as a short shunt. In the diagram shown, clearly we have to explain that we should explain that F1 and F2 are connected in reverse polarity to the armature. In the differential compound motor, the shunt field is connected so that its magnetic field opposes the magnetic field in the armature and series field. When the shunt field's polarity is reversed like this, it is field will oppose the other field and the characteristics of the shunt motor are not as pronounced in this motor. This means the motor will tend to overspeed when the load is reduced just like a series motor. Its speed will also drop more than the full RPM. These two characteristics are make the differential motor less desirable than the cumulative motor for most applications. We are observing the differentially compound generator. There are two characteristics we are observing series and similarly shunt. The resultant of flux is subtractive and resultant flux will be decreases, speed of the machine will be increases. So this is we are observing in case of the differential compound motors. Next one is long shunt compound motor. Long shunt compound motor series field is in series with the armature winding. Across this combination there is a connecting shunt field winding. Long shunt compound motor, when the shunt field is connected in parallel with the both the series field and the armature, then this type of motor is called long shunt compound motor. Depend upon the polarity of connection of shunt field winding, series field winding and armature. Long shunt motor is classified as cumulative compound motor and differentially compound motor. These two are depend upon their connection. These two are classified into cumulative compound motor and differentially compound motor. Now we are observing the characteristics of DC compound motor. To study the performance of the DC compound motor, various types of characteristics are to be studied. Number one is torque versus armature current characteristics. Two, speed versus armature current characteristics. Three, speed versus torque characteristics. These three characteristics are most important for learning the characteristics of DC compound motor. Here we must observe that compound motor, the diagram of the compound motor in your mind, if it is long shunt or short shunt, the changes you will observe in the your laboratory. Before that, you can learn in theoretical way, go for the practical way practicing. In case of the DC compound motor, both shunt and series field acting simultaneously. In cumulative compound motor, series field assists the shunt field. In such motor, when armature current is increases, the field flux increases. So for given armature current, the torque developed will be greater and speed lower when compared to DC shunt motor. In differential compound motor, series field opposes the shunt field. Therefore, when armature current decreases, the field flux decreases. So for a given armature current, the torque developed will be lower and speed greater when compared to the DC shunt motors. So this observation we are observing in case of the DC compound motors. When the two windings are connected, one way is connected in series with armature, another one is connected across this combination. Now you can observe the characteristics. There is a, this is the speed, torque versus armature current characteristics. Torque versus armature current characteristics. So this is torque versus armature current in case of the shunt motor. This is the in case of the shunt motor, this characteristics. And so here you will get this is the shunt motor. Torque characteristics. This is the differential compound motor. This is the cumulative compound motor characteristics. This is the shunt motor characteristics. Here, in this condition, the flux of the shunt and series field are additive. In this case, the flux is different subtractive. Then this is the characteristic of differential compound motor. This is the characteristic of cumulative compound motor when torque armature characteristic observe that. Similarly, speed and armature current characteristics. So this is the characteristic of shunt motor. When the flux is additive, you can observe that these characteristics similar way of shunt motor, cumulative compound motor. This is a characteristics of compound motor. Speed versus torque characteristics are compared with that of shunt motor. So here you can observe that speed versus torque. This is for the differential compound motor characteristics. This is for cumulative compound motor characteristics. these combinations we have to learn and observing this, and then in practical way we are going to conduct the laboratory test. We will take the readings, draw for in different situation, when which is a long shunt compound motor, when which is a short shunt compound motor. For long shunt compound motor, differential compound motor and cumulative compound motor. Similar case, differential compound motor and cumulative compound motors. Applications of DC compound motor. First of all, we are discussing applications of compound motor. One is cumulative compound motor, their applications. These motors have high starting torque. Cumulative compound motor, these motors have high starting torque. They can be operated even at no loads, as they run at a moderately high speed at no load. And cumulative compound motors are used for following applications. One is elevators, second rolling mills, third punches, four shears, five planners. For that applications, these cumulative compound motors are used. In differential compound motor, the speed of these motors increases with increasing the load, which leads to an unstable operation. Therefore, you cannot use this motor for any practical applications. Only we are using cumulative type of compound motor in various applications, but differential component motors we are not used for any practical applications because of the speed of the motor is increases rapidly with increase in load. There is a when this cause, then we are not used this motor for practical applications, right? Speed control of DC motor. How you can control the speed? Speed control of DC motor. Speed equation of DC motor, we know that the EMF induced in this armature, that is EB, which is equivalent to pi Zn by 60 into P by A. EB is equal to pi Zn by 60 into P by A. So N is directly proportional to EB by pi, which is directly proportional to V minus IARA by pi. But the resistance of armature winding or series field winding in DC series motor are small. Therefore, the voltage drop IA or IA into RA plus RS across them will be negligible as compared to the external supply voltage V. From the equation, N is directly proportional to V by 5 because of the voltage drop is negligible. Therefore, we can say that speed is inversely proportional to flux pi. Here you know that equation. In case of, so actually speed which is directly proportional to V minus IA RA by pi. In case of the shunt, for in case of the series motor, V minus IA into RA plus RSC by pi. When we are considering the series field or shunt field, the resistance drop, the drop is resistance is drop is negligible as compared to the supply voltage. Then speed is directly proportional to V by pi. Therefore, speed is inversely proportional to flux pi. Speed is inversely proportional to the flux pi. Speed is directly proportional to armature voltage. Speed is directly proportional to applied voltage. So by varying one of three parameters, it is possible to draw the characteristic of a DC motor. Right. Reversal of direction of rotation in case of the DC motors. The direction of the magnetic flux in the air gap depends upon the direction of the field current, and the direction of the force exerted on the armature winding depends on the direction of flux and the direction of armature current. Thus, in order to reverse the direction of DC motor, we have to reverse the direction of force. This can be achieved either by changing the terminals of the armature or the terminals of the field winding. So, reversal of direction of rotation motor, we achieve this condition by changing the armature or field winding terminals. So, DC motor, the requirement and need of starter. We know that there is a equations we have to observe in that. Actually, back EMF induced in the DC shunt motor, EB is equal to V minus IARA, which is equivalent to V is equal to right here, V is equal to EB plus IARA for a DC shunt motor. V is equal to EB plus IARA plus RS for a DC series motor. Hence, the expression for a IAR as follows: V is equal to EB plus IARA. IA is equal to V minus EB by RA for DC shunt motors. Similarly, in case of the DC series motor, you can observe that IA is equal to V minus EB by, here this is the equation. From this equation, you can write IA is equal to V minus EB by RA plus RS for DC series motor. At the time of starting, the motor speed N is equal to 0. Hence, the back EMF EB is 0. Hence, the armature current at the time of starting is given by Ia is starting is equal to V by 0. There is no back EMF, there is no speed. Therefore, here EEB is equal to 0. Now you will get the equation Ia is equal to V by Ra for shunt type motor. Ia starting EB is equal to 0, V by Ra plus RSS for DC series motor. This is for DC series motor. Next one. Some important point we are remembering that in this slide, I am going to discuss about few of them, their conditions, what are the changes is happening. The values of armature resistance and series resistance are small. The starting current will be tremendously large if the rated voltage is applied at the terminal of starting. The starting current of the motor can be 15 to 20 times higher than the full load current. Due to high starting current, the supply voltage will fluctuate. Due to excessive current, the insulation of armature winding may burn. The fuses will blow and circuit breaks will trip. For DC series motor, the torque T is directly proportional to square of the armature current. So an excessive large starting torque is produced. This can put a heavy mechanical stress on the winding and shaft of the motor, resulting in the mechanical damage to the motor. So to avoid all these effects, we have to keep the starting current of motor below safe limit. This is achieved by the motor so these are important conditions we have to observe here. This is send field connected, there is a rheostat at the middle of the point, at the bottom of the point, at the top of the point we are observing. Variable rheostat. Stator is basically resistance which is connected in series with the armature winding, like a rheostat this one, in series with the armature winding. At the time of starting the motor to limit the starting current, the starter of the starter resistance will remain in the circuit only at the time of starting and we will go out of the circuit or become ineffective when the motor speed up to a desired speed. So here you can see that which is having very high resistance here middle of the point. So motor is rotated middle speed but not rotating actual speed. When which is in the bottom there is a high resistance current is not passed in the circuit, it is under it is not variable and not having the high speed. So when which is change this terminal change at this position, the totally which is having resistance less then the speed machine rotate at a required speed. So this is the rheostat position. Bottom position means complete resistance is maximum, top position all resistance is 0 in this position. So this is the important condition for varying the rheostat by improving the speed of the DC motor if it is connected in series or if it is connected in shunt field. But here we are discussing about the only series motor connections. At the time of starting, the starter is in the start position, shown in the position diagram. So the full starter resistance appears in the series with the armature. This will reduce the starting current. First condition. The starter resistance is then gradually cut off. The motors will speed up. Back EMF will be developed and it will be regulate the armature current. The starter is not necessary. Then, thus the starter is pushed to the run position, shown in figure. Under the normal operating condition, the value of starter resistance is 0 in this position and it does not affect the normal operation and motor will be rotated at actual required speed. So we are using this type of starter of 3-point starter and 4-point starter. For example, in your laboratory, you are going to take a rheostat which is connected in series with armature winding. This position of the rheostat will keep at zero resistance, which is rotate high speed, which is keep at the middle position of the rheostat. The average speed will be rotate the machine and completely high resistance. There is no current passed in the armature winding, which is not rotating. So here rheostat is used for to protect the entire device to damage from the damage to pass the excessive current through this winding. Rheostat it is protected from the damage or burning of the machine. These are the important points we discussed. You will learn in case of the DC compound motor. So we learn DC compound motor means you must know the DC series motor, DC shunt motor, their characteristics. Uh, there are three important conditions, three important characteristics you can try in case of the DC series motor or in case of the DC shunt motor. One is armature torque versus armature current. Second one is speed versus armature current. Third one is speed versus torque. These three are important characteristics you can draw. Okay, right. With that, we know that how to draw this characteristic in theoretical as well as in practical when you are conducting the laboratory test. You go through the DC compound motor, conduct the test, and you take the reading and draw the combination of these two windings, series and shunt field, when which is connected in long shunt compound motor, when which is connected in short shunt compound motor. In these two type again classified, cumulative type long shunt compound motor, differential type long shunt compound motor. Similar in case of the short shunt DC compound motor, cumulative to and differential compound motors. So these characteristics are most important. For showing their good performance, we have to observe all these experiments in the laboratory and we can calculate their values and draw their characteristics. You will get a good idea on the DC compound motors as well as series and shunt motors. Okay. And for more information, all of you follow standard textbooks and you are provided Qualcomm series and Radiant series. And similarly, I suggest that all of you note the equation, note the questions, draw the characteristics of DC series motor under these three conditions: torque versus armature current characteristics, speed versus armature current characteristics, torque versus speed versus torque characteristics. in case of the DC series motor, in case of the DC shunt motors. You must draw these three characteristics. Combine these two, you will get a DC compound motor. In DC compound motor, again you can draw these three characteristics. When cumulative long shunt, differential long shunt, cumulative short shunt, differential short shunt compound motors. Right? For this, you will get the more information, and similarly, you can write one note on DC compound motor characteristics and submit your concerned teacher what you present in class. Okay, okay, all of you. Now I am going to stop this class. Next, we are going to discuss about the related information in DC motors. Thank you, one and all.